Well, with Kutch time, today is December 5th, 2025, and the Detroit Pistons just beat the Milwaukee Bucks 122 to 116, moved to 18-5 NBA season. Pistons won a close game that saw Detroit down 5 with 3 minutes and 20 seconds to go. After that point, Cade Cunningham locked in and scored 10 points to close the game out, leading Pistons to outscore the Portland Trailblazers 19-8 in the final 3.5 minutes. A much different outcome than we saw Wednesday that saw the Detroit Pistons choke to the Bucks in a terrible loss. There's no way you can watch this game or look back to this game and not point out the refs. 64 total fouls, 83 free throws, and 3 Portland Trailblazers players foul out. Chris Murray, Tamani Kamara, and Sidi Suzuko. And there's just no way. Like, it was just terribly rough on both sides too. It's not like one side had all the foul calls. No, I think the Portland had a bit over 30, and the Pistons had just below 30, and that's just how it ended up going. And I'd probably say the Portland probably got more screwed on a couple on the calls, especially in the closing time. But the one of the reasons the Blazers were able to get that 5 point lead was because of basically a 7 point stretch or 7 point swing that saw Tobias Harris get blatantly fouled by Robert Williams III. It wasn't even like, and it was wide open. Like, no one was near the two players. It was a very obvious foul. And just the way the ball came out was awkward. It was like, out of all the foul calls today that were iffy, that's the one that's not called. Um, and it was basically like, instead, like, a lot of time, like those fouls are missed. Like, it's like hand to arm, hand to back of hand. But no, this was arm to arm action that just was a blatant foul and wasn't called, and it ended up leading to a wide open three for Jeremy Grant on the other end that Asar Thompson then fouled him. It became a flagrant foul because of the closing out and not giving room for Jeremy Grant to land, which was kind of iffy because Jeremy Grant jumped 5 feet forward on his jump shot. Asar Thompson wasn't really near if Jeremy Grant just has a normal jump shot and goes straight up and down. Well, that's not how it is, and that's not how the foul call works. So he gets called for the flagrant. Jeremy Grant makes the free throw. They get ball back. They make 2 points. So it's the Blazers are able to score. I think it was 6 points, but it should have been Tobias Harris had an and one, or Tobias Harris had 2 free throws to shoot. But no, the Blazers get it, and they take the lead because of it. Um, and then it was just free throws. Like, the normal NBA game today takes about 2 hours, 15 minutes, 2 hours, 20 minutes from start time, from like the designated start. So I'm talking like games supposed to start at 7:30. It really starts at like 7:45. Um, so it really takes about 2 hours to play. This game ended at about just before 10:30. So it was almost 3 hours of airtime. So basically about 2.5 hours of real game. So it was basically a whole another quarter and a half of gameplay, and just what we should have been watching actual basketball, because we had to sit through reviews, we had to sit through foul calls, we had to sit through free throws. It was not a good watch. Like, the game was this close game, and it should have been a much more enjoyable experience, but the refs just ruined it, and that's been a problem a lot of the times in the NBA right now. The refs just kind of have flip a coin whether they want to call everything, they don't want to call nothing, and the league has to do something about it. Uh, there's good for the Pistons tonight. Kane had 29 points, 9 assists, 3 steals. He's a superstar of the scene. He's gonna do a bit of everything. And nothing nothing out of the ordinary from him tonight. Jalen Duren, 18 points, 8 rebounds. He could have had a lot more. He got in foul trouble pretty early on to the third quarter. That kept him out for a while. So Isaiah Stewart got into extra foul trouble because he had, I think, about 14 points going to the half and only scores 4. So that's still a good game. I mean, Jalen Duren's a very good player, very good footwork, very good athleticism, yada yada. Ron Holland had a good night 2 days ago against the Heat. And then today, 17 points, three threes. Main part is that three threes, 3 for 6 from three. I mean, if Brown Hawk can get that shot going to be a semi consistent piece of his offense. It'll be a huge jump in his playing time and just the role he can play. Because obviously he's going to bring in the energy, he's going to bring in that drive, he's going to bring in the defense. But if he can get a shot, he's much more able to be utilized. Because they're like the whole video, like he's kind of like a star, but just not as good as defense. But just a little bit better shot. But a star is so much better at defense that it just cancels out. Isaiah Stewart only 9 points, but he had 4 blocks. It was the team best plus 10 and plus minus. And he was huge this game. His defensive, the fear he strikes into the players. And one of them was he blocked 2 posterizers on him. I mean, he's not one to afraid to get dunked on, and he's going to set a lot of them back if you try to dunk on him. I mean, he did get dunked on by Shader Sharp, but it took 2 tries, so it is something. Duncan Robinson comes back after a 2 game absence, 14 points, 7 rebounds, 4 3 pointers. I mean, Duncan Robinson obviously is the best 3 point shooter on this team. Was very clutch in the end. I had a corner fadeaway three, just because of it. Just he wanted to shoot it. He didn't need to shoot it, but so what? Anyone win it. I mean, he had so much to this team, and it wasn't as evident when he was on the team because he had to miss a game while everyone else had. But over the last 2 games when he was out, the Pistons really struggled from 3 pointer, and a lot of that was because Duncan Robinson out. It's not that it is that Duncan Robinson makes so much threes and is such a big 3 point weapon for us, but it's the spacing that he brings in the court when he's on the court. Because the other team has to defend Duncan Robinson at the 3 point line. He will make tough 3 pointers, and if you leave him open, it's basically a freebie for him. Um, so the defenders have to worry about him a lot more than a lot of other guys on the Pistons team that are what would be replacing him when he's not playing. So just him being back and opening up the floor for other players to have more successful offensive night, more successful shooting nights is huge. And like yes, he's going to make the threes. He's going to be efficient from the three. But him being on the floor makes the other players more efficient from three, just because they have more space and have more room to work with. Uh, the only odd thing, I'm gonna say bad. Jaden Ivey plays under 10 minutes. I think he's on minutes restriction as a back to back, so maybe at a certain point, it's like, all right, we'll save him for tonight. Hopefully, he can play tomorrow. He should play tomorrow. I don't really know why he wouldn't. If he played like 9.5 minutes tonight and didn't really do much, scored 2 points. So like it's not like he was playing bad. He wasn't playing anything exceptional. It was just he played less than 10 minutes. And his role has been really weird. And it is just because he's coming back from a huge injury, and we're very cautious in rolling him back and rolling him in more and more minutes, more and more possessions. Um, but hopefully Ivy can get more points tomorrow, or more minutes tomorrow, and also points tonight. Um, but he just be better and get more opportunities, because Ivy has has even shown this early part of him returning that he has the ability to be a very good scorer for us and a very good piece for us. Next game is tomorrow. Like I said, it is a back-to-back against the Milwaukee Bucks again. Uh, so hopefully, I mean, it is a big game momentum-wise for us because we just lost them. We need to prove that we should have won that game, and we should have won that game. And if we win, it means we're 2-1 on the Bucks this season. We were winning the head-to-head, and we'll verse them again this season later on. But just because we versed them so recently and we versed them Wednesday this week, and lost to them, we need to prove to ourselves and the team that we can go out and win. So hopefully they can, and thank you.